Hi everyone, Bifties here, welcome to my Exile. This video is part of my Made Easy series for Path of Exile 2. It's a beginner's guide from a beginner. I've got nearly 250 hours in the game, but I'm still learning every day and I've got a long way to go. If you want to be an expert in this game, you're probably talking about thousands of hours in the game. Many people have come to Path of Exile 2 with a decade of experience in Path of Exile 1. I do not have that. But what I'm trying to do is share everything that I've learned, so hopefully this will be helpful to you. This video is all about the stash tabs, and if you're not aware of the stash tabs, this is a way that GGG makes some money from the game because a lot of people will end up playing it completely free. If you've paid for early access or you've bought any of the supporters packs, then with that will come credit in the store. And in the store, you can buy stash tabs. And I think that these are really worth considering. Now, if you haven't paid anything to play this game, then it will cost you a little bit. You're looking at about £30 for the $30 for the standard supporter pack. That's about £25, 25 euros, something like that. And if you wanted to get all of the stash tabs for Path of Exile 2, it's probably going to take 2 supporters packs. But I've got about 250 hours in the game, and I don't see myself slowing down anytime soon, so I don't think it's an awful lot to pay. I've bought AAA games in the past that I might have spent £40, £50 on, and I haven't put nearly as many hours into that game. The way that you use stash tabs is that they will upgrade your stash, and they will give you certain tabs that will have different purposes. One of the really useful ones is the skills tab. And that will actually not only organise all of your skill gems and support gems in alphabetical order, but it will also sort all of your uncut gems by level. I find this incredibly useful because it's not just necessarily about playing one class. You're probably going to end up playing more than one class over your time in the game, and therefore anything that you didn't use on one playthrough will be sitting there for another playthrough. I bought these stash tabs quite early on, so I haven't really had to play the game without that. But the thought of doing it and organising everything myself does not sound like a lot of fun. And I think not only can this take away something that's not fun at all, but it can also make your life a lot easier. Skill gem tabs, definitely worth getting. Another one that's really useful is the currency tab. This will organise all of your different currency, and that's really useful because I can't imagine trying to find what I need without having it organised, but also it's somewhere that you can do your crafting. It has a central section where you can actually put an item that you want to work on, and then all of the different currencies that you can use in order to upgrade and change that gear will be located around it, and therefore it's a lot easier to do that way. I really like those, and those are 2 of the most important ones and the things or the tabs that I use the most. There's something called a quad tab, which simply has 4 times as many squares on it, so you can have considerably more gear, most probably 4 times as much gear. I bought myself a couple of those, and I think that a lot of people might use them if they're doing anything to do with trade. I don't go anywhere near trade. Maybe that's something for the future, but for now I've stayed completely away from it. If you're interested in trade, then you're going to want to probably look at quad tabs and also the premium tabs. Premium tabs you can edit and you can share, and I think that's how people sell things, but that's not a video that I can make at the moment. So you've got the currency tab, the skills tabs, the premium tabs, and the quad tabs. Another one is an essence tab. Now, I've played through the campaign multiple times already, and I'm sticking mostly to the campaign rather than end game for now, because I think that I'm learning more. I'm really wanting to learn all about the game and all about the different classes. So I've taken a witch all the way through, and I've taken more than one mercenary all the way through. I'm actually working on my 3rd now because I'm a little bit addicted to crossbows. And fortunately, having so much space in my tabs allows me to save many crossbows that I can then use at different points throughout another playthrough. So the Essence tab, which is available to you, and I haven't seen much Essence and I haven't used any of it, but it will actually allow you to store all of that. Again, it will organize it a bit like the currency tab, And I think if you're going to be playing a lot of end game, then you will be seeing far more essence, and therefore that would be something worth getting. Now, the other tab that I really like is the uniques tab. I did a video recently about uniques because I think that they're very different in Path of Exile 2, probably Path of Exile 1 as well, but I don't know about that, than they were in games like Diablo 4, Diablo 3, and Last Epoch. I was quite surprised at the difference, so if you're interested in learning about that, go watch my other video. I'll put a link in the description. But the uniques tab, I think, is really useful because it actually allows you to save one of each unique. And therefore, you get an idea of how many uniques there are. It will organize it by the slot that it will go into, so different weapon types, different armor types, everything like that. And it allows you to see how many there are available, and it's almost another part of the game. I'm actually using it as a way of collecting, and it reminds me a bit of my time because I came over from Xbox after doing 3 different generations of Xbox, and I really liked achievements. I found they actually gave me another reason to play the game, and I know that Steam has it, but it's not quite as significant, I don't think. But PC gaming is obviously far superior to console, and I think most of you will understand and agree with that. But anyway, the uniques, I think, is worth getting, but it depends on where you feel you're at with regards to uniques. I've been collecting them the whole time, but go check out my video because I think that could be of interest to you. Now, with the stash tabs, apparently there are sales run at least every month, possibly more than once a month, and often at the weekends. You'll see significant savings when you actually buy them during a sale. So keep an eye out for the sales. Like I said, I've bought almost all of the tabs, certainly all of the tabs that I need right now. It's taken 2 supporter packs in order to do that, but I think it was worth the money. But I did do that during a sale. So if you wanted to buy all of the tabs outside of a sale, it's probably going to take 3 or 4 supporter packs. So I definitely recommend waiting for a sale, and I really do strongly urge you to consider getting some stash tabs. It's a way of supporting the developer. I think they've got a fantastic game here. I'm absolutely blown away by it, and like I said, 250 hours in, I see no sign of stopping. I certainly don't know nearly enough. I mean, these video guides are for beginners by a beginner, and the community's been fantastic. A lot of the comments that I've been getting have come from people far more experienced than me, and they do let me know that some of the advice that I'm sharing will be outgrown at some point. So I don't think it's a problem saying that, because we are all going to grow, and I think that as I grow, because I'm still very new to YouTube, I think that I will then be able to do maybe an intermediate series of tips and guides, and maybe even an advanced if I get there. But maybe I'm looking at 500 to 1,000 hours for the intermediate, so still a long way to go, and maybe it's 2,000, 3,000 hours in the game before I can do advanced. So I really want to share everything I'm learning, but I have found that there's a huge gulf between a beginner and an expert, and often it's easier to find a guide on how to one-shot the capstone boss than it is to tell you exactly which flask you should use, which stash tabs you should buy, or even what gear you should buy in the shop. So I hope that you found this helpful. If you did like it, then there's more guides coming every couple of days, so please do subscribe. Comment if you found it useful. Comment if you think there's something I missed. If you've got an idea of a future video, something that I haven't covered yet, then please stick that in the comments. I do try to reply to everything if I can, and I really appreciate you all taking the time to watch this. I'm Bifties. This is The Cave. Welcome to my exile. See you all next time.